everyone, it's Kala here. Welcome to my baby YouTube channel that I have basically never posted on. Thank you for all of the amazing love and support that you all have shown at my blind audition. It has been absolutely unreal and I'm so thankful and so grateful for it. Ever since it aired, I have been receiving some incredible questions. So I have written a lot of them down here in this notebook and I'm gonna be answering really as many as I can. If there are any specific questions that you would be interested in knowing the answer to, I will be trying to leave timestamps for them in the description below. So feel free to skip around as you please. I will not be offended if you just want to know about Nile and not about me. So yeah, let's get into it. This might take a while, so grab a snack, grab your beverage of choice. Mine is and usually is boba. Let us start spilling the tea, as kids say, on me and Nile and everything about season 23 of The Voice. How has it been for you the past week? Proud of you. Thank you. It has been crazy. It's been unreal. It's been very overwhelming, honestly, but I'm doing okay. The day of my audition, I did not eat. I had a full-on anxiety attack several hours before the episode aired. I was crying, I was a mess. I was just really nervous, but it's been received really well and I'm so grateful for it. I'm slowly but surely getting back to what I think is normal everyday life. So thank you for asking, I appreciate it. Are you half Filipina? You are so beautiful as well. Thank you. I am. My mom is from the Philippines and my dad is from Australia, and they met here in the United States, and then they had me and my brother. My brother was first. On that same note, do you speak Tagalog? No, I don't. I wish I did. You can blame my mother for that, as I still do to this day. When did you start singing? I started singing when I was a toddler pretty much. I think my first performance was either at church or at a wedding when I was like 4 or 5 years old. So yeah, I've been singing my entire life, but never had any sort of vocal lessons or anything like that. I am entirely self-taught. Do you play any instruments? If so, which is your favorite to play? I do play instruments. I started piano when I was 5, guitar when I was 9, and then I went to a performing arts school for 6th through 12th grade where I was an orchestra major and I played the viola, and I would learn violin and cello parts whenever my church needed a violinist or a cellist, and I am currently trying to learn how to play the bass guitar. I don't really know if I have a favorite to play, maybe piano. I mostly just play to accompany myself when I sing or songwrite, so yeah. Can you describe your performing arts and a cappella experiences? Yes, I can. So as I said, I went to a performing arts school in 6th grade all the way through my senior year of high school. Was an orchestra major, but I tried to get involved in as many different things as I possibly could. So I did a lot of musical theater. I sang in the jazz band in my senior year. And my a cappella experience, I joined a competitive a cappella group called Gestalt when I was a freshman at the University of Florida. I became their director of communications my sophomore year, so I ran their social media and things like that, and then became their director of music my senior year. So that was one of my core communities, if not the only community that I was really a part of at UF. It was super pivotal for my growth as a vocalist. I learned a lot about myself and my abilities in that group. So if you're interested in singing and you're in college and you want to get better, highly recommend looking into collegiate a cappella. What do you like to do for fun other than music? Recently, I've been playing a lot of video games. I restarted my Animal Crossing Island 4 times now. I like cozy single player games like Stardew Valley, The Sims, Pokemon, things like that. I also watch a lot of anime. I'm watching Blue Lock right now. Attack on Titan is one of my favorites. I'm also really trying to get back into reading. I was a huge reader growing up. I really love murder mysteries and things like that. So if you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them down below in the comments. What kind of music do you listen to? Do you have a favorite go-to artist or group? So excited to have you on Team Nile. You're going to crush it. Thank you so much. I listen to all different kinds of music. I like to listen to a lot of different genres, but I probably listen to singer-songwriter, pop, indie, that kind of stuff the most, but I also really like J-pop, J-rock, K-pop a little bit, so yeah. I've also been asked a lot about my influences and inspirations, both vocally and also as a songwriter, and I think the answer to both of those questions is probably Sarah Bareilles. She was one of my hugest inspirations growing up. I mean, what she can do vocally is incredible. Also, just her ability as a songwriter is very inspiring to me. I am also a huge musical theater person, as I said, and she did the music for Waitress, which is one of my favorites. It was a dream of mine to be in Waitress, and I am brokenhearted that it is no longer on Broadway. Another one of my inspirations is Lizzie McAlpine. I am so excited that her song Ceilings is blowing up because that is one of my favorite songs ever. I think that her lyricism is incredible. I love how conversational a lot of her music is. And along those lines, someone asked if you could collab with any artist, who would it be and why? Probably Lizzie McAlpine. I think she is so cool, and I also think that our tones would sound pretty cool together, if I do say so myself. Niall said he would love to write a song with you. Are you a songwriter? And if so, what kind of songs do you write? Yes, they cut that from the show, but we talked quite a bit about that during my blind audition. I write a lot of very acoustic, lyrically driven songs about love and relationships, as a lot of young women in their 20s do. Someone also asked, do you plan on releasing music after The Voice? Yes, I do. I hope so anyways. That's definitely at the top of the priority list coming out of this experience for sure. So keep your eyes peeled. Can you give some advice to beginner singers? Yes, I can. Something that really helped me a lot, at least growing up, was to record myself and play it back and force myself to listen to it. I used to hate that. I used to listen to myself sing and cringe and be like, no, please stop. And I still do a lot of the time. What people hear from an outside listening perspective is very different from what you hear inside your head. You can learn a lot about yourself and your choices and what you like and what you don't like when you listen to yourself. It's really helpful to also have other people listen to it and give their insight, which I know can be scary, but at the end of the day, I think that that is super important to developing your skills as a singer or songwriter or anything of that nature, really. What made you want to audition for The Voice? A lot of things. I mean, I was working at a public relations agency and never really thought that I would have the time to really fully pursue a music career. So I knew that if I was going to do anything of the sort, it was going to be through an opportunity like The Voice. I really enjoy the format of The Voice. I love that you get the opportunity to work with a coach. I don't have any technical training whatsoever, and that can be a little bit scary, you know, like I want to know what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong. So I really appreciate that kind of feedback from someone who's had many years in the industry. So that was a big selling point for me about the show, for sure. How is the audition process different in person versus what we see on TV? Was it what you expected? It is a much lengthier audition process than what you see on TV in terms of, you know, the things leading up to the blind audition. They have virtual open calls, which you can, you know, submit yourself singing, I think around like a 1-minute verse chorus type of situation. And there are many other stages before you ever get the invite to actually go and sing for the coaches on TV. Was it what you expected? If we're talking about the actual audition itself, like for the coaches, it is even scarier than I thought it would be. And I thought it was gonna be pretty scary. So I think that's saying something. How many auditions did it take to book a blind audition? For some people, it just takes one. For me, however, it took a while. I think I auditioned for 5 seasons. I auditioned before COVID back in 2019 in person before they were doing those virtual open calls regularly. I was continuing to do the virtual open calls. I never gave up because I got very close to getting that invite to come out to LA. You know, for this season, I pretty much just told them, I said, I'm gonna keep auditioning till y'all are sick of me and just wanna put me on that stage just to shut me up because I'm not giving up. So yeah, if you've been auditioning for the show for a while, keep going. You never know what's gonna happen. Also, if you are interested in a longer video dedicated to the audition process and my tips or my experiences, feel free to let me know in the comments below. Or if you have any other video ideas, I don't know what you people want, but just let me know in the comments and I will try my best to get that going for you. What has been the most challenging part of the process so far? I think the most challenging part of the process is when there's a no chair turn, or if someone doesn't even get in front of the celebrity coaches because of the nature of the auditions on the show. You know, once a team fills up, you can't audition anymore. We're all very lucky to have an amazing community of other artists who are on this season. We really all kind of trauma bond and support each other through every single stage. So I've made some incredible friends throughout this, which I'm very grateful for. I love this question. Did you have any other songs in mind for your audition, or did you always plan on singing Joni Mitchell? I did have other songs in mind. Actually, the week that we had to submit our song choices, I had COVID and could not sing. And so when I gave them my songs, I was like, well, hopefully hopefully these are good. I don't really know. I can't sing anything. But then a week later, I was starting to heal and I had a voice again, and I could not stop singing Both Sides now. I just had a really strong feeling about it, and I felt like it was supposed to be my audition song. So I messaged the music team and I said, I know that this is past the deadline, but I really just want to make Both Sides now my #1 choice. And it ended up happening. And luckily, my song choice was something that a lot of people have praised me for. I do a lot of research on versions that have been done on the show before, so that way I can make sure that I'm doing something that is unique to myself. So Addison from season 13 did the song in the semifinals. She did a more orchestral interpretation of it, and it was absolutely stunning. I wanted to do a version that was a little bit more reflective of my style as an artist, and I found this cover by an artist named Kathleen on Spotify. She is absolutely incredible. If you listen to it, you will clearly hear that my arrangement that I did on the show is very heavily influenced by her arrangement. Giving her her flowers because she deserves it. What was your first reaction when Nile turned? Interestingly enough, I saw Kelly turning first. Throughout the first 30 seconds of that song, I thought I was doing horribly. I wasn't doing any of the things that I was supposed to be doing. I was convinced that no one was going to turn for me. When I saw Kelly turning, I was relieved, and then I noticed that Nile was turning, and I was relieved. As a performer, I really rely on the energy of the audience to kind of reassure myself that I'm doing okay. So it's a really intimidating experience to sing to the backs of people. Not only to the backs of people, but you can't even see their backs. So to see like a big reaction like that made me feel like I was doing something right, and definitely helped me relax for the rest of the performance. What is it like having to pick your coach? I would struggle. Love you. Love you too. Thank you for the question. I did struggle. It was really hard because Chance is incredible and gave me an amazing pitch, and I knew I would have been so lucky and honored to work with him as well. I kind of thank Nyle for using the block, because having to only choose between 2 coaches is a lot easier than having to choose between 3. It was still really hard, but at the end of the day, Nyle just gave an amazing pitch, and I think really understood me as an artist. I feel really, really happy that I ended up on his team. Ooh, if Kelly wasn't blocked by Nyle, would you have chosen Team Kelly? This is a great question, and the answer is I don't know. I did say in my interview that Kelly was my #1 choice. I think that she is one of the best vocalists of all time. I think that her choices and her intentions are always just so spot on, and I really admire her. As I said, I don't have any technical training, and for that reason, she was my #1 choice. But more than anything, your success on the show is determined by your coach. You know, they choose whether or not they want to move you on to the next round. And so I knew that I was going to go with the coach who was the most excited and the most passionate about me as an artist. If Kelly wasn't blocked, maybe she would have gone harder on the pitch. I don't know. So yeah, the genuine answer is I really don't know. Are you mad at Nyle for blocking Kelly? You know, as a fan of the show, whenever a block was used, I would always feel bad for the artist, because like, what if they really wanted to work with that person? I never expected that a coach would think that my voice was special or unique enough to use a block for, you know, especially with it being Niall's first season, his first ever block. I really did not anticipate that whatsoever. So the whole thought of, man, I feel bad for that person was instantly gone. As soon as I saw the words blocked, I really just felt genuinely so honored and flattered that he thought that my voice was special enough to use his block for. So no, I am not mad at him. How did you decide that Nile would be your perfect coach? Did you think about it at the time, or did you already have in mind who you would choose? I, of course, already had a ranking in mind, but it changes the second you get up there and you hear those pitches, for sure. I thought that Nile would be the perfect coach for me because he talked a lot about songwriting. I feel like he really just understood me and understood my goals as an artist, not only on the show, but beyond that. First impression when you met Nile, please. I thought he was incredibly charming. I don't know why I was surprised at how charming he was, because I think that's probably a prerequisite to being in a successful boy band. But it really kind of threw me for a loop. He was talking and I was like, oh my God, this is one charismatic man. How has Nile been as a coach? He has been absolutely incredible. He is hands down the most involved of the coaches on this particular season. He sent us all personal emails after the auditions. He set up individual Zoom calls with each of us to try to understand us as artists and our goals and what we want to do on the show. I honestly have a lot of respect for him for that. I didn't expect the level of commitment that he has shown us, so I feel very, very grateful. Is Nile your favorite One Direction member? Yes, and I am not biased at all. Did you show Nile your One Direction video? No. I did not show him my One Direction video, and honestly, I don't know why, but I did not anticipate that he would see it. He follows me on like every social media platform, and I'm pretty sure I tagged him in it. But you know, he's still a celebrity and he's busy, he's promoting his own stuff, so like I didn't think he would see it. And honestly, it's kind of embarrassing that he did see it. But he sent me a very sweet response about it, which I appreciated, so. Nile, if you're watching this, I hope you're not watching this. Please, go away. What's your favorite Nile song? Also, I love you, you are slaying. Thank you. My favorite Nile song before Heaven was Small Talk. It's just like a really sexy vibe to that chorus, and I really, really like it. But I really, really love Heaven a lot. I love the production on Heaven. I love the melody. Even when he was just singing those little teasers on TikTok, I was like, this is gonna be a banger. And lyrically, it's one of my favorites that he's ever done too. So really, really excited to see what he has in store later on this summer. Is Nile just as beautiful in person? Yes. I will go as far as to say that he is even more beautiful in person. Does Nile choose songs for you that you would choose for yourself? I don't want to get into detail because I don't think I am legally allowed to. And I will say that for the battles, he did choose a song that I have loved for quite some time. And of course, the most frequently asked question, what does Nile smell like? He smells amazing. I mean, we all knew this. Well, actually, I didn't know that. I did not know that this was a commonly known fact about Niall Horan, that he smells incredible. So when I hugged him, it was a very pleasant surprise, and it was absolutely a main talking point in the van on the way back to the hotel with my parents after the audition. I was like, did y'all smell him? Because in terms of how he smells, like what does he smell like? If you want my honest answer, the way that I described it to my parents, it's so embarrassing. Niall, please turn away if you're watching this. I told my parents that he smells like a rich man. I said that he smells like he takes care of himself and that he is taken care of. So those are some of the frequently asked questions. Now I have a couple of rapid fire ones that I just thought were amusing. So my teammate Ross Clayton asks, is cereal soup? Yes. My dear friend and Team Kelly member Ali asks, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Also yes. My Australian father, who I don't think will understand that this is an internet reference, asks, can you say a phrase in your best Aussie accent? Nar. My mother asks, what is your dream job? I don't know if I have one dream job, mother, but I think a dream of mine is to star in a musical and maybe even write one day. My brother, Lesh, asks, do you have any siblings? Yes, Lesh, I have you, my older brother, who, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I guess just ladies, by the way, ladies, is single and amazing, so hit him up. My cousin, Skylar, asks, your favorite cousin, specifically on your mom's side of the family? To that question, Skylar, I respond with this photograph, which you apparently love to send me at random hours of the day, all the time. Bailey asks, who was your favorite roommate in college and why was it me? It was in fact you, Bailey, and because you are one of my favorite people on this planet, and I love you. If you could travel back in time, what time period would you go to and why? If I knew that I would come out unharmed, I would go back to the Jurassic period because I think dinosaurs are very cool. What's one place that you'd love to visit that you haven't been yet? I have a goal of stepping foot on every single continent on this planet, and I'm currently missing Antarctica and Africa. So those are at the top of my list as of right now. What is your favorite color? If you know me, you know that I never have an answer to this question, and it changes literally every week. But I think right now it's actually like this shade of orange. I don't know, it's really doing it for me right now. Where is your necklace from? I've been getting this question a lot. My grandfather on my dad's side was actually an opal jeweler, and he made this and gave it to my mother, who then gave it to me several years ago. So it is very special to me. And then I've also been seeing a lot of questions about my clothing. I would like to say that I shop at Anthropologie and Free People and Reformation and things like that. But honestly, my mother shops at Anthropologie and I raid her closet. Fun fact, my Blind Audition outfit is from Anthropologie, but I more specifically stole it from my mom's closet. And then lastly, if Nile was one of your cats, which would he be and why? From my Atipat. I love this question. And he would be Zuli because they have the same beautiful blue eyes. So yes, those are all the questions that I had written down. I am very sorry if I didn't answer your question, but I'm sure that I will be doing a lot of different iterations of a Q&A on all of my different social media platforms. So feel free to follow me down below. It's at Colabanum on literally everything, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, all that jazz. And thank you so much for watching. If you stayed all the way to the end of the video, please leave like a burning candle emoji in the comments so I know, because I really appreciate you sticking around. And I will see you all on TV, I guess. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day and that you enjoy all that is to come on season 23 of NBC's The Voice. See you later.